All right, Lee, why don't you take us to the world of Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts and why you bought the game?
Am I talking about it? um, I'll be aware of City Interactive CI games.
I
They're
played the last
genuine.
one, Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. Is that what the.
Ah, you played some of the ones that people actually liked. Generally, they're shovelware company that put out kind of like $5 basket bin shooters that they hope parents pick up and say, "Hey, you like Call of Duty," and then you're disappointed
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of generally rubbish. And
I mean, even
occasionally
if
they'll
it's.
kind of throw. What's that?
No, I was just
Go
going to
on.
say, even if it's Call of Duty, you might be disappointed.
Yeah, they kind of misuse the fear engine to a terrible extent. Um, but occasionally they have kind of we want to try and do something big, and they do something like enemy fronts. It doesn't always work because they have kind of the talent sometimes, but not the wit to make a game. Um, and Sniper Ghost Warrior is another one of their series. They're an open world, um, kind of usually an open world sniper series. There's not many really. I quite like sniper type games,
Mm-hmm.
but there's actually not many mainstream sniper. The only other one is Sniper Elite, which is kind of even then that's quite a gung ho thing. It's quite a kind of a more bombastic sort of sniper thing you would expect. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of it's like or whatever can I explain. It's like it's the Schwarzenegger of kind of sniper games. Now, Sniper Ghost Warrior
Yeah.
are kind of like the Steven Seagal of kind of sniper games. They're largely kind of underwhelming, but they once had a hit with Under Siege and sold 1 million copies of kind of, and here we are with another one.
Mm-hmm. So
The last one was really successful.
I remember from the
Go on.
last one I feel like that was the first one that was really leaned into the open world and was actually a little bit kind of survival-ish.
Yeah,
Like
but
it,
it didn't really because they didn't really know how to implement it, and it was
well,
riddled,
yeah,
absolutely riddled with bugs.
yeah, I know it sucked,
It was,
but in terms of what they
yeah,
were going for,
but for some reason it did catch, and I think it might have caught because despite there was things that were horrendously broken and done without much wit, there is kind of a purist angle to the sniper stuff. You know, in Sniper Elite, you can take that off. You can take like the wind change and the stuff like that, and the drops for distance. You can switch that off. With this, you've got to learn the game. You've got to learn the sniperism. And I
mm-hmm,
think that might be why that one hit.
mm-hmm,
So this one's come out, and this one's a little bit different. They've kind of scaled things back.
okay,
This is more set up in kind of it's almost like a hitman in a sort of way because it's kind of it draws back, it takes away that thing that gives you a rather large open area that you can approach your hits and your stuff like that, kind of almost like in a puzzle, like learning where to place yourself
mm-hmm,
within that, and manipulating your environment and manipulating things to make. You can like when you play sniper missions in Hitman, you
mm-hmm,
can attract them by hitting an environmental thing, and then you can drop into the. There's a lot of that in there, and it kind of makes it feel a lot different. Um,
okay. Is it so? Is it as nearly as like robust as like Hitman,
um,
like a normal
Not so much when you
Hitman?
get in close, but
Yeah.
it's more robust in the sense that than the original, like the first sniper games, in that they're going to be hot onto things that people you take out from a long way away. So you better drop at the right place at the right time in the right bush and this sort of stuff. So
Okay.
there's that sort of element to it.
Okay.
Um, and there's lots of layers to the level and kind of lots of so it adds more to it. Condensing it has actually helped. It
Mm-hmm.
hasn't quite helped with the production values.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that kind of this would be the best looking game of 2010.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, so there's that. There's kind of, and it's a little bit janky with kind of, when you shoot people in the bodies and their arms twist around because the physics has gone mad and stuff like that. There's a lot
Yeah.
of that sort of stuff. But there are some, although it's kind of low budget, and I thought I was going to end up, because I kind of like laughing at games on this this podcast thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought this was going to be one we could laugh at, but there are a couple of genuinely good things in here that I have
Okay.
to say stand up. You got a thing called counter snipers. So, because you, much like Hitman, you get kind of objectives and certain bounties within your setup of your level that you
Yeah.
take out at a certain time in a certain place. But you have counter, and they're dug in like a tick,
Okay.
and trying to move your way around that to get your counter sniper, who's on their lookout for you, has been hired to get you as much as you've been hired to get him.
It's like a
Trying
a,
to pick out.
a Dark Souls invasion.
No,
No,
really.
it's not like it's like Sniper Bro is entered your game.
I guess so. If you want to call it that,
Quick Scope 420 XX.
let's call it like that. Because you're a
Yeah.
mercenary in this. You're not an actual soldier. You're a mercenary. Here's another mercenary that the people that you're trying to kill in the thing have hired.
Okay.
So they're specifically looking for you. So kind of trying to take out of their nests before you kind of dive in. It's quite a cool little puzzle element to that.
Okay.
In your progression within the level. And when you got two, it's even more difficult. So there are a couple of
Is
good
it twice
things
as
in there.
difficult?
Well, it's like about 50 times as difficult when there's loads
Okay.
of people walking on your arse. Leave me
So-
alone. But
so-
it's something that
So.
I genuinely think they've hit on it. If they expanded in another one, would be quite good.
Mm-hmm.
But so occasionally they're like these people that just stumble through development of a game and they like trip over a good idea and they stick it into a fairly mediocre game.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that stands out. But it's
And then they
I
forget
kind of
about it
like
for the
it.
next game.
If they'll be in that game, I think I'm the only person that bought it.
Oh.
It wasn't very well publicized. I think you didn't know it was happening until I mentioned it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know
remember
the
rightly.
other one. The only reason I wouldn't know about the other one is because they contacted us for review coverage,
How did
which
that go?
for them, not well.
Oh man, I will say this.
did not review
now,
that game well.
No, this came out and it was a little bit buggy with stuff. A
Oh.
lot bit buggy. And that came out like stuff like hitches when you hit auto saves, which you don't really want, like literal pulls in the game, which
Mhm.
you don't want. And that was highlighted in the reviews. And that's fair enough. You review the game you've got. But a lot of those kind of hitches and those graphical things have been fixed since then.
Yeah.
So the reviews don't quite stand up, but that was definitely there in the first place. But yeah, so a lot of those hitches that people, if you go back and look at a proper professional review,
Mhm.
they'll be in there. But a lot of that has been smoothed out. It's probably a smoother game now than Ghost Warrior 3 was at this point after its release. So
Okay.
you're not going to really stumble onto all those. Now, I'm saying there's some good ideas. It's not brilliant.
Okay. So
So,
like, what is
yeah.
an objective? Like, give me an example of an objective.
Kind of take the people, get the card. The guy's got the card. Get the guy away from the other people to get the card to get into the door that you have to go in and get in the mission. But then you'll get people to get to
Okay.
the key card. So,
So you have to kill the
Stuff like
guy,
that.
then you have to go down and get the key card.
or you can stick him in the back of the head and pick it up right there. You can do it whichever way you want. In the last one, there was no real kind of. It's like go and find your own kills. Just get to the end. So the reason I mentioned objectives
Yeah,
is it actually gives you a set thing rather than here's a car. Go and find your objectives. Good luck. So the reason
Yeah,
I really mentioned
what I
it.
remember of that one, it was like, you have to get to this location, and then you're kind of set, like how you want to go about doing it is kind of your thing. But most of the time, like, there wasn't a whole lot of sniping. Most of it
No.
was you got to a gate and you were like, okay, I guess I have to take out my silent pistol and sneak through this huge facility, and hope I don't get caught. And then maybe there'd be a couple of moments where it would open up a little bit along the way and you'd be able to take some sniper shots, but it wasn't like, you didn't really feel like a sniper. You felt like a covert ops guy, like a Navy SEAL or something, that happened to also
That
have
had
a sniper
gun in
rifle.
his bike, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Um,
probably a good argument as to why maybe open world sniper games probably don't work very well as a specific sniper game.
yeah, I guess
Because,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
But,
guess, yeah, you kind of have to set it, you have to set something up for the player. You can't just kind of leave
yeah,
them up to their own, like, free
yeah,
roam devices.
yeah.
Um,
Especially as open as that was. There wasn't much there anyway.
no,
That last one.
the thing that really, obviously, it wasn't fun to play, but there was like, the story was so bad too. Like, it was such
Yeah.
a, like you said, a Steven Seagal caliber action story. And I just remember there was this one cutscene, like it was like semi-interactive cutscene, but for some reason they totally screwed up how the character walked. So it was like first person, but he walked with like a limp, but he didn't have a limp. Like it wasn't like, oh, this guy got shot in the leg and he has to limp. No, it was just like when you were in this very specific part of this story, part of this scene in first person, you were walking and the head bob was not right. It was like he was limping. It was the weirdest thing, and I was just like, didn't anybody like play this and say like, hey, this isn't how people walk?
Yeah. No,
I don't know. It was
that's
just
the problem
like,
with them. They don't have any pay testing. That's the problem with these things. They just put them out.
yeah. Well, I don't
Nobody
even think
picks up on this shit.
I don't even think the people that make them play them.
No, it's arguable so. But yeah, this works because it's more condensed. It's more packed in.
Yeah,
Even
I
though
mean,
it's a rather large area, it's more packed in, so it's got more focus. But it's
yeah.
not doing this thing with Sniper Elite where it leads you down a corridor into a relatively open area and then leads you down another corridor. It's kind of that middle ground between the two.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it
talking
seems.
about this like it's really good, and it's really not.
Yeah.
But,
It seems like well, at least seems like it's better than the last one, which was not. I mean, you said it sold well, but I don't think that was a very good game.
No, 1 million people bought that thing. 1 million people.
Yeah.
It's one of these. It's like it's a deep PC sale sort of thing. I'm sure it'd be great at like $10 or something.
Yeah.
And if you do like sniping games, and you do like the idea of kind of having your relatively contained sandbox sort of thing, it's probably a good laugh.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't laugh at itself very much, which maybe it should. But
so
yeah,
is this a full price game?
no, it was $29.99 here when it came out, so it's still relatively cheap.
All right, so like a half price, like a. All right, well, at least that's a little better, I guess.
Yeah. Even though I'm saying wait for a sale.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Even still, wait for it to not be $30.
You've got
All
decent weapon sets, different upgrades and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of depth going on in there.
Yeah. So is there like progression to the weapons? Do you get to choose your upgrades and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In a weird way, it's arguable to say that you can make it through to the end with your starting weapons.
Okay.
You're going to struggle, but you can. But I kind of like that in a way that kind of, if you want to play it down and dirty,
Right.
you don't help yourself because you get stuff like electric bullets, like fire bullets, a piercing bullet, so you can add different kind of calibers of bullet to your weapons and stuff like that.
Just
I'm
tons
still
of
talking
bullets.
about an average game. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's worth a look if you see it cheap enough.
Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts, lots of bullets. So is this on everything? Windows, PS4, Xbox One?
Yeah, it's not on Switch.
Not on Switch, yeah. Okay.
No. I'm sure they'll be upset about that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's alright. It's fine.
Yep. All right, well, that's Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts, a not great budget game that I think Leigh actually likes more than he's letting on.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yay.
No. It's
All right. Thank you for joining us on this very special episode of Voxel Viewpoint. If you'd like to hear or see more, please consider subscribing to us on your favorite podcast app, subscribing to us on YouTube, or visiting voxelvoice.com, where all of our great content comes together in one place. Also check out the Voxel Voice Facebook group, where you can join in on the discussion with a great, like-minded community.